I'm Kim with Ladies That Maj, and today we're talking about how to call a tile. Now there's a lot of rules, there's a lot of nuances, there's a lot of things that a beginner Mahjong player needs to understand about calling a tile so that you can get more Mahjong wins. So in this video, we're going to talk about when you can call for a tile, what tiles you can call, how to call for a tile. We're going to talk about some consequences that happen when you call for a tile, and what about those nuances, because there's always so many in American Mahjong. Not to mention, the biggest question I ever get is what happens if two people call for the same tile at the same time? We're going to talk about all of that. Let's dive right in. The first thing you need to know about calling a tile is when. When can you call a tile? You can call a tile at any time. By no means do you wait for your turn, not when it comes to calling a tile. So if someone discards and you need it, by all means, go ahead and call it even if it's out of turn. Now, in terms of what can you call, you can only call the last discarded tile. So Bonnie here, she just discarded. This is what she discarded, and she said soap. That is now the last discarded tile. We call that the live tile. The only one you can now call. All the other tiles that were discarded, they're now dead, sadly, and you're not going to be able to go back and call those. You can only call this last discarded tile. But you can only call it to complete a certain type of meld. Now you might wonder, what is a meld? Well, if you look at the National Mahjong League card, you will notice the hands have these little individual different groupings of numbers or letters. So for instance, if there are 3 twos together, that's a pung of twos, we call that a meld. If there was a pung of dragons, D, together, that we call that a meld. All these little different groupings within the hand are called melds. And you can only call the last discarded tile to complete a certain kind of melds. So let's get into those details because they're super important. Now, the first thing is this. If this is not your last tile for Mahjong, then you can only call this last discarded tile if it completes a pung, 3 of a kind, a kong, 4 of a kind, a quint, 5 of a kind, or a sextet, 6 of a kind. That's it, okay? That means if this is not your last tile for Mahjong, that you cannot call this last tile to complete a single tile. Sometimes you'll see on the hands on the National Mahjong League card just one D, one dragon by itself. Well, if it's not your last tile for Mahjong, you can't call that tile to just be that single dragon. You couldn't call that tile to complete a pair, but you're gonna want to, all right? But you can't. You cannot call that last tile to complete a run, say like 3, 4, 5. That's a run. You couldn't call a tile to complete that run because that's not 3 of a kind, 4 of a kind, 5 of a kind, or 6 of a kind, right? You could not call that last tile to complete NEWS, news. You will see that in a couple hands on the card this year. You cannot call a tile to complete news. You cannot call the last tile to complete 2026. That's the year this year. You can't because 2026, those are not 4 of the same exact tile, right? So in review, if this is not your last tile for Mahjong, then you cannot call the single, the pair, the run, NEWS, or 2026. You could only call the 3 of a kind, 4 of a kind, 5 of a kind, or 6 of a kind. Now, why do I keep saying, but as long as it's not your last tile for Mahjong? Because if it is your last tile for Mahjong, then you can basically call anything. Except, side note, you could never call a joker. If someone discards a joker, it's a dead tile. So that one doesn't count even if it's your last tile for Mahjong. But if someone discards soap, and you needed that soap for your very last 14th tile for Mahjong, then you can, in fact, call it for a single tile, to complete a pair, to complete a run, to complete something like 2, 4, 6, 8. Say you had the 2, the 4, and the 8, and you had everything else in that hand and you just needed that 6, you could call it if it's your final tile for Mahjong. You can call NEWS, right? So say you had NES, but you needed that W as your final tile for Mahjong, then you can go ahead and call it. Or if it completes 2026, you can call it if it's your final tile for Mahjong. So that is definitely a little nuance that you need to know. Now, something else I want you to note. At the very end of the hand on the National Mahjong League card, if you look, you'll see either an X or a C. Well, the X stands for exposure. And when you call for a tile, you're going to put it up here and expose it. And the X on that hand means you can do that. You can call a tile and expose it. But the C means concealed. It means it's a concealed hand and you cannot call any tile and do an exposure unless what? Unless it's your final tile for Mahjong. So that is something you have to note. Do not play a concealed hand if you need to call tiles and expose them. Let's go ahead and do an example. It's gonna make it really come together, all right? So Bonnie on my right, she just discarded that soap. She said soap, that's my last discarded tile, that's my live tile. Say I need that soap. I have a hand that calls for 3 soaps, a pung of soaps, right? And I actually have a soap and a joker. So I just need one more to complete that meld, which would be a pung of soaps. So Bonnie discarded, so it's not my turn next, it's actually my sister Lisa's turn over there, but I need the last discarded tile, so I'm gonna say hold. Hold means that I can take a minute to make sure that I want to call it. And the National Mahjong League says you can say hold. Hold just means I'm gonna look, I'm gonna verify, and if I look and I'm like, no, actually I don't want it, I'm just gonna say, never mind. Never mind means play will continue to the right of whoever just discarded a tile. So my sister Lisa gets to go. But if I say hold, and then I look and I go, yeah, I do need it, then you have to verbally say, okay, I'm calling it, or I want it, or I'm gonna take it. Once you verbally make that announcement, you can pick up the tile and you will place it on top of your rack. You will not ever place it in the sloped part of your rack. Please don't put it in the sloped part of your rack. National Mahjong League says they want it on top of the rack. Unfortunately, the National Mahjong League does not have a consequence if you do put it in the slope portion of your rack, but I'm gonna tell you right now, especially if you're a beginner and you put it in the slope portion of your rack and then you look at your hand and then you're trying to figure something out and before you know it, you're like, wait, I don't remember which tile I just called, and maybe you're playing with other beginners and then they go, well, I don't remember which tile you called, and before you know it, the game is a little bit ruined and you have to throw in all the tiles. Just do yourself a favor. Never put that tile in the slope part of your rack. It goes on top of the rack when you call it. Now, once you put it on top, you take the other tiles that complete the exposure and you put those on top of your rack as well. At that point, you are basically proving that you have a valid exposure. This one would be valid because it completes 3 of a kind. And as I said, I can only call for a tile if it completes 3 of a kind, 4 of a kind, 5 of a kind, or 6 of a kind. Unless it's my final tile for Mahjong. But it's not my final tile for Mahjong, so I'm showing that I've got this valid exposure right here on top. Now, at this point, I could look at it and be like, oh, you know what? I actually needed a Kong. Has that ever happened to you? It's definitely happened to me. I thought I needed a Pung, but then I looked and I'm like, oh gosh, I actually need a Kong. Well, as long as I have what it takes to make a Kong, you can still go ahead and change that. So I have another joker, so I'm gonna go ahead and complete it as a Kong, and I can do that and change that before I discard my tile. But once I discard, at that point, you cannot touch this exposure again. It is locked in. You cannot take away from it. You cannot add to it. So make sure that that's what you want to do before you call a tile. I always tell my beginners when they're playing at their first open play, don't call for a tile unless you're pretty sure you know which 1 or 2 hands you want to be playing. Because once you call for that tile and you put it up here, you are locked into using it. All right, so once you've got that exposure out, at this point, your turn has begun. If you had wanted, you could do a joker exchange at this point, and then you would discard a tile. I'm gonna discard, I say 6 bam, and now my turn is complete. That is how you call for a tile and do the exposure. But there's a couple things I wanna tell you. There are a couple consequences when you call for a tile. The first one being what I just said. I called it, it's up here, I discard, I'm now committed. I have to use a Kong of soaps in whatever line I'm doing. Now it doesn't mean I can't pivot lines, it just means whatever hands or lines I'm doing on the card are gonna have to have a Kong of soaps because I cannot take this down and I cannot change it. So that is a consequence. You're committing to using that meld. Another consequence would be that once I have 1, 2, definitely 3 exposures up, I can tell you right now that there will be people in the game who look at my exposures and they know exactly what hand I'm playing. And that's a consequence because they might know which tiles I need to then complete Mahjong. And if they have them, they might withhold them because you never want to give someone their Mahjong tile. If you're playing for money or points, you actually would have to pay double if you're the one who gives them their final tile for Mahjong. So it is a consequence. I'm not telling you you shouldn't call for tiles because of those consequences. I'm just telling you what those consequences are. Now, at what point are you committed to taking that called tile? Well, let's put this back. Let's say that that tile is there. Bonnie discards, she says soap, and I say hold, or I just say call. You could say call right off the bat too. If I look and I look at my hand and I'm like, I don't want it, I can just say never mind. You're not committed just because you say hold or even call. But if I say call and I take the tile and I put it on top of my rack, I'm now committed. I have to use this tile. I cannot put it back. Or if I say call and I show my exposure first, just like that, I'm now committed to taking this tile and putting it up here. And once that happens, I can't go back and put it back and say never mind. So always just make sure, that's why I like to say hold before I do a call, verify I want it before I pick it up and put it on my rack. Because once you put it on your rack or show your exposure, you are committed. Now, one question I get a lot is, do you have to put your exposures in a certain order? Like, do you have to put them in the order that they are on the National Mahjong League card? No, you don't. So say I had another exposure up here, and now I have 2 exposures. By no means do they have to be in the right order. And sometimes it's a strategy to put them out of order, so people really have to look and figure out what hand you're doing. So that's totally fine. What I do recommend, however, is don't push all of your melds together in one big line like that. It is a courtesy to separate your exposures. Now, one question I get all the time is, what if 2 people call for the same tile? Now, whether they call simultaneously or one after the other, it doesn't really matter. It always goes to the person next in turn. So if I discard, I say 6 bam, then Bonnie to my right is next in turn, because always whoever discards the last tile, play goes to the right. So if Bonnie says call for this tile and Lisa on my left also says call for this tile, then Bonnie's gonna win because whoever is next in turn wins the tie when it comes to 2 people calling for the same tile. So she would have to put it on top of her rack and show her exposure. Now, what if I discard, Bonnie says call and Lisa says call for Mahjong? In that case, Mahjong always wins. So Lisa would win the called tile, she would put it on top of her rack and have to show her entire Mahjong hand so we can verify it is a valid Mahjong. Now, what if I discard, Bonnie and Lisa both say call for Mahjong? If they're both calling that final tile for Mahjong, the winner again goes to the person next in turn. That would be Bonnie. She'd pick up the tile and she would show her Mahjong hand. Now, there's only one other instance when somebody would win the called tile, and it's not a favorite rule of mine, and I actually have a house rule that this is not allowed, but it is in the National Mahjong League book that you can do something that we call slamming Ugh, I don't like it. It's very unsportsmanship-like. But this is what it is. If Bonnie had called and Lisa also called and Lisa grabbed the tile and placed it on her rack, then even though she's not next in turn, she wins the call because she took the tile and put it in her rack. Or if she called and Lisa started showing her exposure for this called tile, then she also gets the right to the called tile before Bonnie, even if she's not next in turn. That is called slamming. Again, I am not a fan of that one. I'm told the only reason that it is in the book is if two people called and then say Bonnie started doing something and she got distracted, then this person here, Lisa, could just say whatever and take the tile and do the exposure. And that's why I've heard that slamming is even allowed. Again, I think it's very unsportsmanship-like. So I don't play with slamming, but it is a rule. You should be cautious if you do it. I personally think who's ever next in turn should always get that called tile unless, of course, they have Mahjong. Now, of course, there's a few nuances when it comes to calling a tile. I think you should know that if ever somebody were to discard a joker, that is a dead tile. Nobody can ever call for a joker. So if it does get discarded and they say joker, nobody can call it. Everybody would, right? It's always going to be a dead tile if somebody discards a joker. Another thing that you cannot do would be to call for a tile and use it in a joker exchange. So if Bonnie discards this soap, and she didn't look around and realize that she could do a joker exchange, then once she discards, it's too late for her to do a joker exchange. But nobody else could pick it up and say call and then do a joker exchange. You're not allowed to do that. You can only call the last discarded tile for a new exposure. Otherwise, everybody would call it to do that joker exchange that got missed, right? So if somebody does discard and they miss a joker exchange, nobody could call this tile for the joker exchange. They can call it for a new exposure, they can call it for Mahjong, but they can't call that tile for a joker exchange. Now that's everything about calling a tile, and I know it's a lot, but here's a very quick review. 1, when can you call for a tile? At any time you can call out a turn. 2, which tile can you call? You can only call for the last tile discarded. 3, what do you do when you call a tile? You can say call, you can say hold. If you decide to take it, you announce that you are calling that tile. You're going to take it, you're going to put it on top of the rack, never in the sloped portion of your rack, and then you're going to show your valid exposure, which needs to be 3, 4, 5, or 6 of a kind if it's not your final tile for Mahjong. If it's not your final tile for Mahjong, don't forget, you cannot call for a single, a pair, a run, 2026, or NEWS. If it is your final tile for Mahjong, you can call for anything but a joker. You can call for the single, you can call for the pair, you can call for NEWS, you could call for a run, you could call even for 2, 4, 6, 8. You could call for, I said NEWS, you can call for 2026. You can call for anything for your final tile for Mahjong. Now also, once you put up that exposure, before you discard, you can add to it. So if I need to make it a Kong, I could do that. If it already was a Kong, I could take one away, say I only needed the Pong, but once I discard, that is locked in. I would not be able to change this meld. So you're committed to using this meld on one of the hands in the National Mahjong League card. Also, just remember, the more exposures you have, the more likely someone at the table is going to know what hand you're playing, and they might start withholding the tiles that you need. Just something that you have to note. All right, after that, you're all set. Play will always go to the right of the person who discards last. That is everything about calling a tile. I know it's a lot of information, but I know you're going to pick it up very quickly. You can always refer back to this video. If you did like the video or you have any questions, simply comment below, and please like, share, and of course, subscribe to the Ladies That Maj YouTube channel.